Hello, this is your instructor Martin Coleman, and today we're going to be talking about putting together a mediated classroom. And by that I mean more than just the physical classroom itself, but what technologies you're going to have, what kind of software, how students are going to interact, look at how your classroom might evolve over the next 5-10 years, and how you might deal with more or less students, repurposing your room, other teachers coming in, more than one teacher using your design, a lot of kind of a future view of what your classroom might happen when you're using technology as an elementary teacher. So, knowing what you need to know. First thing we have to do is figure out what we're going to do. This semester we've been talking a lot about how to integrate technology into our lessons and how to make weeks worth of lessons and things, but now we're looking at, well, what are you going to use for the whole year? And we're going to look first of all what technology you've already been using or you think you might want to use that we've done in the classroom, and how you might implement that into a classroom for a long-term solution. We also want to look at what you're comfortable, but also what you would like to learn. I know most of you guys know the basics as far as working with some pictures and putting up PowerPoints and different things like that, and have some ideas for websites and that. But what's some other things you would like to learn that you want to give your room area to put this in, whether it's a digital whiteboard, a digital overhead, a projector, more computers, cameras, things like that. And then what is also available at your school or even at the district level? What do they already have in place? Are you wanting the same things that other people have? Do you have some things that are only in one or two other classrooms? Are you thinking of things that might be something that the school could use or they don't have any of at this moment? And then what would you just like to be using? Kind of taking the restraints away. If you go home and you've got a 50-inch flat screen TV and that would be just the thing for your classroom, that's what we're talking about. And then who else around there knows about this kind of thing that you're thinking about? Do you have other teachers, administrators, friends, techno geeks that know about technology that can help you out? Think about these people. There could be resources in helping you design and coming up with the technology that you need in your classroom. Often pulling someone from outside the education system is a great way to kind of brainstorm and think about different technologies you may not have applied originally to your lessons, or that students may not be using in that sense. So let's make our wish list. Let's think about what we want. The first thing I have is dream big. Most of us, we think too small. We're like, oh, well, we don't have a lot of money. The budget's tight. I can only have, one laptop, or, I'm lucky if I get a box of dry erasers. Well, unless you ask and think about how you can use it, your list is never going to grow. So thinking big kind of gives you maybe some things you may not get this time, or you may not get for 5 years, but it does put it in the minds of those who buy the toys or buy the tools, and kind of lets them know what's out there and what you might be needing and how you can use it. We've talked about the budget. Okay, so we've dreamed big, but now we do have to look at realistic on what we can buy and what we can't. But when you're doing that, you need to think about what you could add on for the next year. Well, maybe we buy 2 laptops this year, and the next year we buy 2 laptops, and in 5 years you got 10 laptops. How will that work into your plan, and will it help, and those kind of things. But when you do buy 10 laptops and you spread it out over there, you got to look at your durability, upgrades, recurring costs, and things that you do buy. Will the first laptops be worthless by the time the last laptops come in? Or if we buy certain software, are we going to have to pay something every year to use it? What are upgrade costs going to cost? What's that going to do to our budget? How is wear and tear going to affect what we buy and what we choose to use in the classroom? Will it last? Is it something that's going to be a 2-year thing? Is it going to get broken easily? Some things like that. So we've kind of thought about these, and this is kind of a standard formula I have when I ask for anything. I come up with 3 options that I can present to somebody that's in charge of the money or makes the decision. I have one that's probably my low minimum bare bones that I really, really need these, or I really want these. And then I have another one that's kind of the mid. It's got a few more bells and whistles, a few more things I would like. And then the third one I usually kind of make a little more my dream or upper end that I would suggest to somebody. And then when you're doing this and you're getting your three, I was talking about the first one, you have to decide what's essential to your teaching style. What are the things that you really need to be effective as an elementary teacher and using technology and software when you integrate it into your lessons and your teaching? What do you have to have? So we've got kind of our budget, our plan. We've thought about what we need for the technology and the software and all that, but now we have to think about how we're going to implement it into our classroom physically. And so this is drawing out our classroom and kind of give you an idea what you can do. I like this Classroom Architect. It's a free one from forteachers.org. And it basically lets you organize your room. You can take existing tables and chairs and things and reorganize them 100 different ways, save them, print them off, and have that to go with. You can drop in new technologies or different things in there and see what you can come with. So a great way to go in and design the physical space and think about how students are going to move and interact. And if one year you've got a student that's in a wheelchair, how are they going to move in? And the next year, if you have 4 more kids, where are you going to put them? And those kind of things can really help you plan and make your room more multifunctional too. Tables and chairs that can be moved easily, things that allow for many different uses, how students can be organized and put around in a room. Those kind of things really will help you adapt from year to year to make your room something that really works well with technology and makes your teaching easier. So now we're looking at getting our input, because we've kind of got an idea, but we want to make sure that we're on the right track. So the first one I always say is ask your students what they want. Your kids have been in the classroom, and you can get some weird and wild ideas, but you'll probably even get a couple good ones on what might work for a classroom or what software or technologies out there that you may be missing. Look at how you're already using your current space and floor plan, and does it really need to be changed, or can you make a few small modifications, or is it just horrible and needs to be totally reorganized? So the other thing I always say, go look at other people that are successful. If you have someone that has a really great room design, or somewhere in your school that has a lot of technology implemented into the classroom, or even other schools, you don't have to stay with your own. Go out and see what they've got out there and get some ideas. And you don't have to go physically there. A lot of these could be on the internet. Schools like to highlight and show off their new stuff. You can research the internet pretty easy with your Google or Yahoo or whoever it happens to be, and go find out what else is out there. So basically, go out and talk with other teachers, look at other designs, do a little research on the internet, and I think you'll have a better way to kind of tweak your room and what you need and would like for technology as an elementary teacher. All right, now it comes to putting it all together. First thing, make a plan. We've already kind of talked about this. We want to talk about what we're going to teach. And when I'm saying a plan, this is something you're presenting, how technology will help you teach, how this will improve your learning. You're basically selling yourself to the administration or your department or the school district on why you need this. So this is kind of your battle or business plan that you're going to them with. The other thing is you have to have a budget. If we're doing a business plan, we're going to lay down what we think it'll cost, how long it's going to last, how long it'll take to create it, what kind of effects it's going to have over time. And these kind of things will help you kind of solidify that you're not just asking for anything. You've really planned out and thought how you're going to use it, and you have a commitment to what you're asking for. When it comes to the room designs, these are always kind of the tough one, that you have to look at the physical space and what's going to happen if you end up moving in 2 years, or you have other teachers that are going to come in and share your room. Is this a design that you have, the type of furniture you're buying, the arrangement that might work with other classrooms? If you can sell it that this is something that will work in more than one spot, maybe all the elementary school classrooms could be designed this way and would be more effective. That's a great thing, because you're looking at something that they can replicate and buy in bulk and maybe do cheaper. And then also, how can you affect on changing classroom sizes? They expand, they contract, and those kind of things. So a real sense of future view on what can be done and how it can help you grow and what it can do to make your classroom better. And the design and implementation of technology in that will really help you have a better classroom and a better plan for working and teaching your lessons and students learning, and hopefully make it a fun environment for everybody.